So it's not very often that I can say I agree with some of Donald Trump's policies, but him and his administration were working to withdraw all U.S. troops from Afghanistan. That is inherently a good fucking thing. I mean, for fuck's sake, we've been there since 2001, wasted trillions of dollars, killed, probably hundreds of thousands of, Afghan civilians, several thousand U.S. troops, and all for what? Taliban's still there. Get the fuck out. We really want to help. Humanitarian aid, green energy, agriculture stuff, whatever. That's cool. We don't need to be there in any type of military capacity. And then of course, check this stuff out. 16 Democrats who voted with the GOP to kill amendment to withdraw all U.S. troops and to end the Afghan war. I mean, for fuck's sake, the Democrats really, they're it's a full resistance. I mean, they give him the massive military budget, the Space Force, all of that, and then when he actually does something good, trying to end this fucking useless forever war in Afghanistan, they put the kibosh on it. I mean, it's fucking disgusting. I mean, Jesus Christ. After nearly 19 years, over 147,000 casualties, and total costs over $1 trillion, it's long past time to bring home troops and invest in political, diplomatic, and developmental tools. So again, I mean, it's the fucking Democrats. Of course, you would see some of the GOP going to the right, but the Democrats going to the right of Trump on foreign policy on this issue. Then we have, Trump saying that he would like to maybe start discussions with the actual president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. He's Trump also has eased tensions between the U.S. and North Korea, working towards peace there. Those are inherently good things. Biden, these fucking shitty neoliberal war hawk Democrats going to the right of Trump. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's so disgusting. It's so disgusting. A bipartisan Senate amendment to withdraw the remaining 8,600 U.S. troops from Afghanistan in a bloody war that has dragged on for nearly 2 decades failed Wednesday after 16 Democrats joined 44 Republicans in voting to table the measure, effectively guarantee it will not be included in the chamber's $740.5 billion National Defense Authorization Act. We have almost $750 of a fucking $1 trillion for war, for death, destruction, for bombs, for the military-industrial complex, but we can't get tuition-free college or Medicare for all during a fucking pandemic. I mean, Jesus Christ, the U.S. is a failed state. Paul Kawika Martin, Senior Director for Policy and Political Affairs at Peace Action, applauded Senators Rand Paul, Republican Kentucky, and Tom Udall, Democrat New Mexico, in a statement for forcing senators to go on record with their amendment, which would have required the withdrawal of all U.S. forces from Afghanistan within a year and brought an end to the 19-year war, the longest in American history. It's like, what the fuck are we doing there? I mean, Jesus Christ. The pandemic clearly shows the expensive endless wars that cost $6 trillion from taxpayers make Americans less safe as they take funds from critical needs. Like I just pointed out, god damn, dude. Below the 16 members of the I'm thankful any senators from Washington State didn't vote for it. Good. I'm at least happy for that. Below are the 16 members of the Senate Democratic Caucus who voted with nearly every Republican to table the Afghanistan amendment. Blumenthal, Connecticut; Tom Carper, Delaware; Chris Coons, Delaware; Feinstein, trash; Maggie Hassan, New Hampshire, trash; Doug Jones, Alabama, trash; Angus King, Maine, trash; Joe Manchin, trash; Bob Menendez, New Jersey, trash; Chris Murphy, Connecticut, trash; Jack Reed, Rhode Island, trash; Jackie Rosen, Nevada, trash; Jeanne Shaheen, New Hampshire, trash; Kristen Sinema, Arizona, trash; Mark Warner, Virginia, trash; Sheldon Whitehouse, trash; Rhode Island. Oh, excuse me. The Paul Udall Amendment would also repeal the 2001 authorization for use of military force, Congress's sweeping legal green light for the deployment of U.S. troops to Afghanistan that was subsequently used by the Bush, Obama, Trump administrations to justify military action in Libya, Yemen, Somalia, and other nations as part of the so-called war on terror. American voters agree we must end these endless wars, said Martin. After nearly 19 years, over 147,000 casualties, and total cost over $1 trillion, it's long past time to bring troops home and invest in political, diplomatic, and development tools. Again, like I said, yet the Senate voted against the debate to end the wars. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, it's so disgusting when Trump's actually on the right side of history on an issue, getting the troops out of Afghanistan. The Democrats, a good chunk of those 16 of those Senate Democrats voted against it because they didn't want to give him some type of small political victory, or they just don't agree with it. I mean, either way, it's fucking disgusting. Again, we're in the middle of a pandemic, spending trillions of fucking dollars on war, death, destruction, bombs, and yet we don't have tuition-free college, we can't get a UBI, we can't get Medicare for all during a fucking pandemic. I mean, God, fuck all those Democratic senators. And I mean, it's to be expected that the 44 Republicans would vote it down because they want America to be the world police. They want endless wars. But I mean, it's like, so we have two parties that support the military-industrial complex. That's why we actually need, a third-party option that actually stands for the working people, both in the United States and abroad. I mean, for God's sakes, we have the United States population, working class here, has more in common with the people in Afghanistan than we actually do with the leaders of the United States. And this is just another disgusting example of the war machine marching on, and those Democratic senators should be ashamed of their votes. It's disgusting, but frankly, again, not surprising, unfortunately. Peace, much love.